Why spam and eggs? Because I had to explain what this food really is. In the meantime, read what is in another product that you're probably feeding to your kids every day. It is scrolling on the screen. I played golf with a gentleman, a veteran, who enlisted in the Navy as an E1 and worked his way up to an O6. I think that's what he said. That is not really germane to the story, except to say that I tipped my hat to him. Being a Mustang is not easy. Getting to that rank in the Navy is extremely difficult. Be that as it may, he told me some tales about the war, the big one. Back then, he said, everything was rationed. It was like 1 chicken per family, and getting beef was next to impossible. But, he said, you could get all the spam you wanted. So, I decided to try this mystery food for myself. Spam, for all intent and purposes, was actually ham in a can. Spam was ham, water, potato, and nitrate to keep it from spoiling. Nothing was in that can that you cannot pronounce. On the other hand, one of the most loved food, a macaroni and cheese food product that is fed to children every day, thinking that it is nutritious and healthy. That list that has been running on the screen, that is what you have been feeding your kids every day. Google some of those so-called safe, nutritious ingredients that cannot be pronounced, and then tell me why you're feeding that stuff to your kids. In the meantime, let me tell you how easy it was to make my lunch, which was spam, an egg, and leftover rice. First, there is spam, otherwise known as glorious spam. It comes in a can. And here you can read the label for yourself. The ingredients: pork with ham, salt, water, modified potato starch, sugar, sodium nitrate. Okay, so I was not precise in my explanation earlier, but now you know. You have read the label for yourself. Nothing that you cannot pronounce. This is what spam looks like once it's outside the can, in its naked state, so to speak. So, it's better if you brown it by frying it, I think. And as you might have guessed, there is really nothing to frying spam. You simply slice it and you fry it. Once it's brown on one side, you simply flip it over and fry the other side. And that's it. It's already cooked anyway. In my case, I wanted to have an egg with my spam and eggs. So I fried an egg. Once it was cooked on one side, I flipped it over. Doesn't look very neat, does it? Anyway, once it was fried on one side, I flipped it over, fried it on the other side, and voila, I had a fried egg. Right about now, you're probably asking yourself the big question. So, what's the nutritional value of spam? Actually, I'm not sure. Perhaps the same for ham or bacon. Interestingly enough, should you ask your fellow students or co-workers, have you ever tried spam? You'll probably get a resounding and firm no. Have you ever tried ham? Yes. Have you ever tried bacon? Yes. Unless, of course, for religious reasons, just about everybody has had ham and bacon. Bacon and ham. So why not spam? I think it has been a maligned food for no good reason. If you have never tried it, may I suggest that you do. Think for yourself. Don't try it, of course, if your religion dictates your life rules and behavior. But if you are free to be an adult, do try spam and share your experiences with me. Write to me. Better yet, make a comment in the comment section. Now, I think I'll try some spam with crackers and cheese and a glass of wine.